Don in London, hello, September 22nd, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance of addiction, alcohol, my behaviour, trying to be perfect, and never ever so, and still never so, simply making progress and not perfection on a daily basis. So, addiction to either substance or behaviour. In recovery from alcohol addiction, the addiction doesn't go away as such, because to go back and drink again is to start the whole process of no recovery, and I prefer not to, just a day at a time, and I learn to live in the day, this ever-present moment of now, perfectly imperfect, just as humans are, I guess, perfectly imperfect. We're just learning what we know and how to do life, or how to live life and experience what is going on. And what helps me these days? Family, society, community, civilization, not necessarily in that order. I have to put sobriety first, and the way I keep sober and what helps me most is fellowship, and the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. So I'm an absolutely dyed-in-the-wool supporter of the fellowship and people in it. People in the fellowship are unique, authentic people. They are able to speak for themselves, so I don't speak for Alcoholics Anonymous, never can, never will, never intend to, but I share literature and share ideas, concepts and understandings, and share my experience of how life is working due to fellowship. And the fellowship has a statement of intent, or a preamble, shared at every meeting of AA, and I share it here. It slows me into the moment of now, and it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And what I've come to understand is I do these videos, and they're a reminder to me. It's like a daily meditation, and at the same time those who are interested in recovery may watch them, like them or not like them. And as far as people in the outside world are concerned, they're not really interested in AA at all. So I don't get many people making comments who are not either in fellowship or looking for it. So the gift is really unique, authentic people. That's what we are, and that's what we remain. So we speak where we feel able and choose to. And you know, the fellowship is all about choices. So on a daily basis, part of my starting point in the morning is always to ask myself, how am I feeling? Why? What can I do? And I recall or recollect and let the serenity prayer, which is around acceptance, roll through my head, and speak it out loud too sometimes. So prayer and meditation is all part of life. Meditation to clear the mind, prayer about looking for the good in life, I guess, and the good choices and good conscience. So we're lucky if we find recovery one day at a time, and my gratitude is beyond imagination. I never thought for a moment I would ever get out of the malady of addiction. So recovery one day at a time. I use literature like this one, as Bill sees it, to illustrate what's going on in my life. The 12 steps and 12 traditions in this book. Step 9 this month, September, and also the tradition, which is, just to remind myself, AA as such ought never be organised, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. So the whole structure of AA is all about helping the newcomer, the new person into AA, and maintaining sobriety. And this book, Daily Reflections, is one step a month, and what it says for today is this: a limitless load. And here we go. Right, okay. Like a gaunt prospector, belt drawn in over the last ounce of food, our pick struck gold. Joy at our release from a lifetime of frustration knew no bounds. Father feels he has struck something better than gold. For a time he may try to hug the new treasure to himself. He may not see at once that he has barely scratched a limitless load which will pay dividends, only if he minds it for the rest of his life and insists on giving away the entire product. When I talk with a newcomer to AA, my past looks me straight in the face. I see the pain in those hopeful eyes. I extend my hand, and then the miracle happens. I become healed. My problems vanish as I reach out to this trembling soul. And, helping newcomers is what it's about. Helping people is what it's all about. Making good choices and sharing where we feel it's appropriate. To keep our sobriety, and to give it away is to keep it. It's a very strange thing, isn't it? It's like fellowship and friendship. When we give it away and open ourselves up and share honestly, then we have a good chance. And I went to a really good meeting last night. It was a Step 5 chair, all about sharing the fearless moral inventory. And of course, it gets into general sharing as well. And the gift is people absolutely lay it on the line, so we can understand what is going on and also understand how our insides work. And that's the gift for me. As Bill sees it today, similar. I do these linearly, so it's not in any particular order you will find in any other website. So, reaching for humility. We saw we needn't always be bludgeoned and beaten into humility. It could come quite as much from our voluntary reaching for it as it could from unremitting suffering. Yes, that's so true. I mean, the whole point is, it's not unremitting suffering in recovery. It's about joy. Oh, and sadness too, as life dishes it out. And we rise to the challenge, not in a way to overcome as such, but to live life and experience it. And true humility is seeing reality as it is, our part in it, not being bigger or smaller than anybody else. And it goes on to say here, we first reach for a little humility, knowing that we shall perish of alcoholism if we do not. After a time, though, we may still rebel somewhat. We commence to practice humility because this is the right thing to do. Then comes the day when, finally freed in large degree from rebellion, we practice humility because we deeply want it as a way of life. And humility, it's not humble, it's being right-sized and being able to understand what is going on a daily basis. And as I was looking in these 12 steps and 12 traditions this morning, at tradition 9, a paragraph jumped out at me towards the end, and it says here, just as the aim of each AA member is personal sobriety, the aim of our services is to bring sobriety within reach of all who want it, which is partly why I do these videos. So hopefully not scaring people off, but just letting people understand it's okay to find themselves in addiction, and there is a way to deal with it on a daily basis. If nobody does the group's chores, if the area telephone rings unanswered, if we do not reply to our mail, then AA as we know it would stop. Our communication lines with those who need our help would be broken. So, for me, trying to share a message of experience, strength and hope, when I first started these videos, it was about sharing a message with people who were isolated and couldn't get to meetings. And it was a very stultifying video, full of trying to shout the message. And these days it's not about shouting the message, it's about sharing the message. And if a person feels they want it, and as someone said, go to any lengths to try and get it. We only go to any lengths when we actually find there is something to aim for, sobriety, and then the rest of life may happen, whether it's full of joy or sadness. It's as the day unfolds. So towards the end of these videos I always share the Serenity Prayer, which is a prayer and meditation in itself about acceptance to the God of your understanding, not mine, or your higher power, or your good conscience. It's not for me to judge. And yes, the Serenity Prayer, it goes like this: God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is just for today.